welcome to, well, it feels like early autumn. It's September. It's pretty chilly, but it's going to warm up, I think. Welcome back to the permission. It's a week after Detectival, and what a weekend that was. Not by way of finds for me and for many others, although there was some amazing stuff found, wasn't there, Gareth? Yeah, but I didn't find a huge amount, but you know what? I just had an amazing time. It's such good fun meeting so many good people, and I think I found a fair few friends for life. So that was worth the admission price for that, in my opinion. Anyway, we're back on the permission. That behind me is a beautiful sight. That is the Tudor field. So that's the field where I've always found that kind of era. And I've been waiting for months patiently to get back on it. However, I'm not going to be going on there first of all. I'm going to be going on the field behind it, which is behind here. It is a very small field. I've yet to get on it, and it has been harvested much the same as this one. It had some sort of pea on it, and it's been on there for absolutely flipping ages. So it's now gone, and the farmer, when I first started detecting here, that's how long it's been for me to get on here, told me that they did some test pits a couple of years ago for something, and they found Roman pottery on it. So it's got to be worth a go, isn't it? So that's the plan. A couple of hours on, let's call it the Roman field. You never know, that might bring me some luck, and if it doesn't, I'm going to crack on with the Tudor field. So let's get into the first hole. Right, well, very first find. Oh, by the way, thanks Diggerversary. So that is my new digging tool, having its maiden outing. I've been trying to bring it out for about the last 4 or 5 digs, and I keep leaving it at home. I didn't forget it today, Daz. So massive thank you to Daz. If you're not already a subscriber to Diggerversary, get over to his channel. Lovely fella, and he's now on a bit of a hammered streak. So some great videos as well. Anyway, first find. I like to try and give you the very first hole at least, is a bit of lead. That was only an inch or two down, so I used my Diggerversary digger rather than the spade. Just a bit of lead, I think. Right, see you on the next one. Right, the next one thought we'd do together. Might be quite tough, this field actually, because this pea plant that was on there, the stalks are like tree trunks. And I've got the big beast D-Tech 13-inch on today, so it doesn't particularly like hitting it. So I'll see how I get on. I'll just do the patches and see what we find. But anyway, this one was a really scratchy signal, but a really nice tone. So we're going to try and find it together. Oh, it's very green. Hang on then. Let's have a look. See if we can see it together. Oh, as he drops it. Very green. I think that's just a bit of cack, I think. You see that? Yeah, just a bit of green cack, I think. Right, clean that up later, but I don't think it's anything. Let's move on. Yeah, that's what I'm contending with. So I think the Roman field, as I've called it, is, I'm afraid, bust already. Look at that. That is solid. They're like tree trunks, and they're everywhere. So it's tough. It's really tough. And the coil doesn't like it one little bit. So I think I either have to come back with the SP24 or wait till it's been turned over. So I'm going to finish this sweep, and then I'm going to head to the Tudor field. See you in a bit. Having just said that, we've got another one, really nice tone up in the 60s. Got a little bit of fluff to it, but it's a pretty high tone, so we're going to dig it. Oh my gosh, that ground is hard. Oh my word. Oh. Sod's law, hardest bit of ground so far. too deep. Well, it's out. Let's see if we can find it. All right. Oh gosh. Curse of the live dig. It's a cow tag. Ah well. Well, I'm getting used to the sweet spot on the on this huge coil now. So I'm starting to find them right in the middle of the hole. So you know that is a tiny hole. Look, that is, you know, just my hand width, and I haven't got very big hands, as you know. So and that I don't even have to pinpoint it. Look, that's come out with the first scoop. It looks like a button to me. Yeah, pretty mangled one as well. Crushed. Yeah, that is definitely a buttoni. Sorry, geeker bleeps, I keep saying that, don't I? Yeah, I won't bother cleaning it. It's a button. There might be a little bit of something on it, but we'll have a look at that back at the ranch. See you in a bit. Right, so over by that tree line is where and towards us is where all that pea stubble is. I've come off that. It's just, the coil doesn't like it at all, and it's blooming hard work. So the other half of this field was wheat or whatever it was, and that's obviously been harvested. So I thought I'd just give this a sweep before I get to the Tudor field. So first target on here was in the 50s, and it's small and it's round, but with that VDI I'm suspecting button. So let's just have a look together. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, another button. Our dear friend, the 4-holer. Quite a flat one. Quite a bigger one than I normally find with these, but a button nonetheless. Right, so yeah, I thought I might as well have an hour or so in here, as it seems a little bit easier digging as well. So right, we'll see you in a bit. Well, we're on the Tudor field. I'll explain later, well I'll show you later at the roundup, but that other little field, not having much luck today. That other half of the kind of field that I started on, that was a bit easier to dig, is full of little animal tags. And I remember as soon as I started digging them up, they give off amazing signals, amazing tones, but all different signals because they're all different kind of shapes and sizes where they've been scrushed up. Anyway, so I've given up on that field. I've been waiting too long for the Tudor field. So that's the first one. I'm pretty sure that's not Tudor. It looks a bit screwy. Yes, it is. Yeah, let's just zoom back out. Nice tone, as you'd imagine, and lovely and green. But yeah, it's one of those. Not very old, I don't think. Cool, let's move on. Well, the next one is very interesting. I don't know if you can see that. Let's just move that blade of grass out of the way because it keeps trying to zoom in on that. Yeah, very good. 77 all the way around. It's about 6 inches down, and it's lovely and green. Obviously, it's something. As you can see, it's definitely something. That ground is solid though, if you can hear it. That is solid, so I'm gonna have to be careful. So rather than keep filming, I'm gonna be carefully get that out and see what it is. So I'll be back in a sec. Right, got it. Here we are. One of them, isn't it? Victorian furniture fixing, do you think? Or older? Or newer, of course. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I've seen a few of those. I think it's more furniture-y rather than horsey, but I'll give it a quick clean, and if it's particularly good, I'll come back to you in a sec. Okay, the ground's pretty hard, and I'm on my way to that hay bale. I'm gonna have a nice cup of coffee there. I found 3 or 4 bits of lead, and that kind of furniture-y, horsey, a bit more like furniture-y thing. Next one was about 6 inches down. It's a lovely tone in the 60s, and I think I found a musket ball. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's heavy. Yeah, that's it. Lovely, nice big one. Excellent. I've just recently bought myself a musket ball display from Monarch Designs. If you look on Facebook, look at Monarch Designs. Brian from the Two Tones YouTube channel is a whiz with a 3D printer, and he's making all sorts of wonderful stuff, including somewhere for this to go, a little musket ball. Cool. Moving on. Right, so we're nearly there. That's coffee break. I found a couple of surface finds since you were last with me. This thing, which is massive, you're going to miss that. And that's part of the deal with my farmer. If I find big bits like that, I take them home, or if they're too big to put in my bag, I put them on the side of the field so he can find them when he goes past. So that's going in the rucksack once I get my coffee out. And then the next surface find, I don't know if you can see that, is there. I just literally, it was a 77, scraped the hay and the grass away, and that little thing's poking out of me, and that looks like a coin to me. Yeah, that is definitely a coin. There you go, easy as that. Happy days. And that feels Georgie, it feels quite heavy. Right, let's have a quick clean. Well, I rather expected it to be the case. It's quite thick, so I think it is a George, but like a lot of Georges that we find, it's toast, I'm afraid. But it's a coin, and I'm happy with that. Right, coffee time. Well, a well-earned coffee. Loads of lead today. I haven't filmed hardly any of it because, well, it's lead, isn't it? But this field always provides loads of that. Having a nice coffee. Cheers. Just another quick shout out, if I may. See that little thing poking out the end of my Simplex? That's a little fines tray that slots in the little groove at the back. That turned up very unexpectedly just before Detectival, and I didn't get a chance to give him a shout out before then. And it's from Lee, who's the London Road Searcher. And Lee is, well, quite simply an incredible fella. He's the lad that let me come down to his permission in Kent, where I found my one and only hammered coin. But not only that, he's an all-round really good chap, and his channel, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated, undersubscribed channels on YouTube. Not only has he got such an amazing permission with such amazing history on it, I mean, he finds all sorts of wonderful stuff, but he spends hours doing the research on what he finds, and then he'll tell you about it, and he'll pick out one or two things, typically one thing, and he'll tell you all about the history of it and the story around it and bits and, you know, what happened to that person or particular thing throughout time. And it's brilliant, it's fascinating, and I've learned so much from it. So thanks, Lee, I really appreciate that. I haven't really found anything worthy of going in there yet, but hopefully I will after my coffee break. But please, to my subscribers, I love you all, but if you get a chance and you fancy watching something new, if you're not already subscribed to London Road Searcher, entirely up to you, of course, but we'd love you to go stop by and give him a sub. He deserves a lot more than what he's got, in my opinion, anyway. So good on you, Lee. Hope you're well, mate, and let's get on with the show. Well, the next one was fun. That's proper deep. I mean, that's my pinpoint. It's hard to say, isn't it? But that's below the level of the ground considerably. So I don't know, you know, that's a good 10, 12 inches, I reckon. Anyway, it's a horsey brassy thing. Jury's still out on these, but there you go, my old friend. Cool, see you in a bit. Right, it's getting on a bit now. Not finding much after my coffee break, really, which is a shame, but there you go, that's life. Where are we? Right, we had something in the 30s, and you can just see it there. So that's got to be a button, in my opinion, because the VDI, the tone was lovely. The VDI does not suggest coin. Now I can see that it's green. So let's just have a look together. Yep, it's a button. Yeah, you can see the shank. Oh well. Cool, we don't mind that. We don't mind that. A little bit of, no, the shank's come off, but yeah, there's a little bit of gilding on it by the looks of it. Okie dokie, right, let's move on. Well, just making my way back through the Celtic field, which is growing a lot, so it's quite long, waiting to be cultivated, I presume. Got one in the 60s, so I thought I'd just show you that. Look at that bad boy. A complete bullet, which is not ideal, obviously. I think that's a blank, isn't it? When it's got that kind of crimping on the top. Either way, it's obviously a proper bullet, so be careful with that one. Right, that's what it says on the bottom. Can we see anything? Yeah, it's got some writing on the bottom. 7.6, is it? Yeah, man. USA, is it? I don't know. Anyway, cool. Right, let's move on. Right, bit windy. It's not cold though, it's quite warm. I'm walking over to the Ladybird field. I was swinging through the Celtic field, just found that blank bullet or whatever it was. I got about a 5-minute walk to get back to Ladybird field, then I have an hour on there or so, and then get home. But whilst I'm walking, I thought I would just mention my Diggerversary. So I've mentioned on a couple of videos now that in the next few weeks I will have reached my 1-year anniversary of being a detectorist, and I worked out the date. I went back through my records, and it's October the 22nd, so a bit later than I thought it was actually, and that I believe falls on a Friday. So this is the plan. I'm going to do a giveaway. I've gone over the 400 subs. I'm at 430 something I think as of today, so wow, thank you so much. Rather than do a giveaway, sorry, for 400 or 500 or whatever, I thought I'd do it a little bit different on my 1-year Diggerversary. So I'm going to come up with some nice bits and bobs to give away. I'm going to absolutely make sure it's an international giveaway because I think it's fair and proper to make everybody have an opportunity of winning it. And I guess in the next couple of weeks I'll start pulling some bits together to give away, and then I'll come back to you as to what it's all going to be. So stay tuned, look forward to the Diggerversary giveaway, and I'll see you back on the Ladybird field in a mo. Not sure if you can see this, but the weathermen got it wrong again. It's piddling down, which is a shame. But I'm on the Ladybird field now, as you've just seen, so I'm on my way back. This never fails to give me a weird one. I've got a leg. Look at it. I've got a leg off a whatever. Yeah, that is most definitely a leg. Oh dear. Well, it's another it's another interesting find. 44-45, lovely tone, no wonder. It's massive. It's like literally almost the length of my finger, so, or, you know, half a finger. It's a big leg. Okay, we'll see what that looks like when I've cleaned it up later. See if we can get a couple more in. Well, still raining, but you only get wet once, don't you? I'm going to stay for another 20 minutes, I think. So this might be the last hole, just depends. Lovely 71, and the Ladybird field gives us another one. Look at that. Hopefully you can see that okay. My screen is covered in rain. What a gorgeous button. Military, I presume. It looks like there's, is it 2 horses or whatever they are, either side of a shield with a crown on it. Something on top of the crown as well, by the looks of it, and lots of decoration. Still got a little bit, yeah, still got the shank on it as well, I think. I presume military button. That is a corker. Lovely jubbly. Right, see if we can get one more. Righto, I'm back. Rain eventually stopped play. It got proper heavy, so I gave up. I was getting to the end of the dig anyway, but as you can see, quite a lot of targets, it has to be said, not including these things. Yeah, I think I mentioned on my video that I always try and take the stuff off the land for the farmer, and 3 or 4 of those bits, and probably actually the majority of them actually were
pretty much surface fine. So yeah, that was heavy. No wonder my backpack and my back was hurting. So yeah, got rid of all of those. That proper cat corner that was. Down here, these are these little things that drive me crazy on that little field. I think that was why I haven't been on that field for a while, is because there's hundreds of these things, and they're all in different shape. You know, they're all kind of bent over, or so they give off fantastic signals, different VDI numbers. So you have to dig them, and 9 times out of 10 you get them. So they're a pain. Loads of lead, as always on those fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 bits of kind of standard lead. That's that one with a hole in. That's very white. So I think that's pretty old. Still I don't know whether that is just off a roofing tile or something, or flashing or whatever, or whether that is actually for something. So if you know, do let me know. Loads of green bits, as always. Again, won't bore you with those. This thing here was quite interesting. No idea what it's for. The hole only goes in, you know, it doesn't go all the way through. So again, another interesting one. So if you've got any ideas, this thing still none the wiser. I think that's some sort of cap, but what for, I don't know. Again, let me know. And then this thing here, yeah, we're going to get that disposed of straight after this video, because I presume that could still go bang, even though I think it's a blank. And then the kind of interesting bits along the top, a little bit of blue and white pottery. I like to pick that up if I find it. That would have been a nice little pattern. A little horsey brassy thing. Again, looks quite old, but none the wiser. A lovely little musket ball, which will be going, just take you over very quickly, into my musket ball holder, which is, as I mentioned already, Monarch Designs. So if you fancy getting stuff like that, or various other things, including coin holders and stuff, go on to Monarch Designs on Facebook. I found a leg. I don't know what animal that would have been, but if you think that's a big leg, that would have been a big old ornament, whatever it was, and it's heavy, so I presume it's lead. So yeah, a leg. 2 general service buttons. That one was squished. This one was the one I found right at the end. That's lovely, actually. It's the first proper general service one I've found, and that's quite cool. So I shall put that in my cabinet, because I do like a button, as you know. And then the last, but by no means least, a William III copper. Yeah, I've checked the size with the kind of milling on the edges. Not much on the reverse, unfortunately, but yeah, what's that? 1694 to 1702, William III copper. So pretty toasted, but you can just about see his silhouette with his very sharp nose and his little pigtails or whatever it was. And then the final one of the day. I've only just put it out there, so I don't know whether this is actually horsey kind of mounty type thing, or whether it's a furniture fixing. I really don't know. It kind of looks like the things you used to see on the end of chair arms, but likewise it's also pretty heavy, and it's pretty big. You know, it's good, you know, 2 finger width, and it's yeah, pretty green as well, and it's a nice design. So again, none the wiser. So if you happen to have an idea, do let me know. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are. So yeah, at the end, I mean, it was a pretty good day. Nothing spectacular. I love the little leg. I love the general service button. Nice to get a William III. Shame it's not silver, but there you go. That's life. And a nice little decorative piece, and loads of other bits and bobs, and plenty of lead to go in the bucket. So thanks as always for joining me. Really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully out again very soon. So until then, stay cool, and I'll see you on the next one.